Welcome back. We're here to cover the Divine Masculine update for our weekly energy, and already it's starting to look like this individual is really looking at the foundation of their life, really looking at the connection with Divine Feminine. And there is something to do with the past here really showing up, where they're trying to take a grounded approach, and there could be almost a calling out of a situation where they were involved in. For some, it could be that they were looking at something that they discussed, something they were open with. It could be an element of being vulnerable. This could have been with Divine Feminine or a direct need to be. We see the need here or a physical situation that played out in regards to Mercury, the communication, the paradigm of which they're coming from, their thought processes, and something that was articulated. And, a lot of times when we do look at body language, we look at communication. We have Jupiter at the moment retrograde, Mercury in the mix. We are not just looking at the 3D of communication. It can be attitudes, body language, where we can gauge the direct communication. Sometimes it's things we haven't said. And these individuals in the mix here are looking to the past of those situations and how it's directly impacting in a tangible way their physical life moving forward. They are having to look at something realistically, having to go over old ground. This could be relating to previous connections, family-related dynamics. And I did say between now and the end of the year, especially with Mars moving through between Cancer and Leo, we were going to see a lot of subjects coming up to do with family, to do with the hero's journey, who they are as people. Could be children in the mix as well, especially being in the house of Leo. It can be their energy versus maybe a male child or something like that. But regardless, we're going to get into the read. Those are kind of a wide view range of some subjects that can come up, but we do see the masculine here looking to the past. And so again, it's positive that they're coming in with a grounded approach. They're coming in with their values, and even the collective energy can really be affecting their subconscious mind with their belief systems, with their prejudice, with their values, point blank zero. And they're coming to a space in the heart of it of being a magician. And it's funny because I'm almost seeing this juggling act. I'm seeing this dynamic where they're juggling things, thought processes around what do I want to co-create here? What have I co-created in some shape or form? And there's a pause here. There's like, okay, before I proceed forward here, I need to be really cautious about what I've done in the past and how I can correct some of those things. And I think it's interesting that Mercury is quite aspecting here because it seems to be that there's a correction of something. This could directly be communicating with Divine Feminine, dealing with the devil in the detail, going back over old ground with past situations, be it it's karmic situations and where they went wrong, and just auto-correct and make sure that, in fact, we have really cycled that situation out. There is some emotions coming up to do with that. And these things also from a spiritual point of view, especially for those of you looking at the yin and yang further along in your journey, it's really healthy to be able to look at all 3 sets of the videos that I do weekly. I do 4 sets a month, which new content's coming in 2025. You can get to a space where when you're further into the journey, you can look at these energies and see what energetically is going on with counterpart. And then you can step back after processing that and you can come back into the reading and you can say, where is this physically showing up in my 3D life? And so for a lot of you, it could be that you're looking back at, trying to take a grounded approach, having your values intact, but also looking to the past of your actions, your words, and maybe even theirs. And from an emotional point of view, how we react to things. And now from a manifestation point of view, especially if you're working on things in the background, not just in your twin flame path, but in your 3D world as well, because your 3D world is like a block that is going to fit into this direct connection. You could directly be reassessing and regressing back over old situations. This also can be a time when you're bumping into people of the past. And yes, the grief energy can be coming up. Now, for some of you, it doesn't have to be nasty. and especially for counterpart, this doesn't have to be nasty. It could be a nostalgic frequency. It could be honoring the pain of what you've gone through in your life. Doesn't have to be that you're crying in the fetal position on the floor. It could just merely be that you're very acutely aware of maybe something you've moved through. And, you know, something that was hidden in your subconscious, especially from the bottom row, we do see transparency. Now, there could directly be a reason where divine masculine is, because of the past, extremely cautious about being completely transparent. And there is some fair-based frequency around this. That, you know, it's almost like, okay, if I'm honest, am I going to be penalised for this? If I open up to my counterpart, to people involved, they have a history with something. I'd say that. And I can say in a signature sense, within my own personal masculine energy, I have actually seen this show up already. So it's relating to the circumstances differently because of the wisdom of our past. Not necessarily that white light is a negative thing. It's not that we're not being transparent. We're being wise with what we say and how we act. But I will come back and put a clarifier on this to make sure that my guides are showing me correctly. But there is some apprehension. So it is coming from a place of apprehension. So there can be a sense of danger. There can be a sense if they articulate, if they express, they're assessing the risk in this situation. They're not completely sure they're seeing things 100%. And they do feel as though, you know, it's a little bit like your sixth sense being turned on, and you can sense that there's something, you can't see it though. So you're guided by your instincts and your intuition. You're guided by, okay, well, you know, there could be someone, I feel as though there could be someone that this individual needs to see. Oh gosh, okay, my downloads are really interesting right now. It could be that this person is about to confront somebody. They have apprehension, but for good reason. This also could have been a falling out of a situation that they're trying to repair. It doesn't, I'm not feeling a reconciliation in a sense to do with the karmic or anything like that. I'm feeling it's almost like wrapping up karmic cords, karmic ties, wrapping it up in some way, but having to move into this circumstance in a different way, and extremely apprehensive about what that's going to bring. Again, I was picking up on the signature. We see the yellow card as the outcome. I'll give you a close-up view. There could be guilt and shame, but again, the yellow chakra can be to do with sun energy. It could be a sun child. It could be their childhood, how they were raised, and really reviewing and coming back to the core of who they are as people. Their integrity base, their foundation base, who they are as a human being, and how they've been conditioned to see the world and show up in the world and provide in the world. There is something that is coming up for them. It is actually helping them deal with their shadow, and I see a lot of that coming through in the reading. But we're going to go back and we're going to move into clarifying to dig deeper into this reading and see how this is playing out, both linked to the divine feminine connection with counterpart, as well as a 3D circumstance that is personally going on in their life at this point in time. Okay, why? I can see the reason why they're needing to take a grounded approach. Is there any more you need to tell us about this place? Okay. Yeah, this is because they feel if they don't, it's not being wise. So they feel they really, for some, it could be that they're seeking wise counsel. It could be that they haven't completed that karmic cycle as yet. Again, I'm not feeling this is a long time. I'm feeling this is something that's going to wrap up quite quickly. I feel it's a closing of a cycle over, you know, re-entering into something brand new. This is very much an old situation. Maybe doing some mirror work spiritually, or directly dealing with a 3D situation that has become an obstacle in their life. Okay, we're going to go to the past. Now, what was, okay, this person has actually been quite transparent. Like I said, I felt that very, very matter of fact. Let's take a look. Okay, this could have been to do with a third party situation. It could have been with a third party. Yeah, again, just opening up, speaking, being transparent. Yeah, again, there could have been some money involvement in the situation, or a direct entanglement, or their value system, just really expressing their value systems. This also could be a situation at work that has become a bugbear, and they're looking at finances. They're wanting to correct these things because they feel in their physical foundation moving forward, they're having to be extremely honest with themselves. They can be moving into, again, talking to professionals, talking to maybe a boss, and looking at what they want to hold in a sense of a legacy. And I don't know why they're showing me an apple. It's like, oh, good grief, it's like biting an apple. I don't know why I'm getting Adam and Eve. But Snow White, colour random. We're going to keep going. They're going to articulate on that if there's more there. Yeah, they're wanting to have a bit more happiness in their life, a bit more pleasure. There could be some friendship groups that they're bumping into. There could be something that they're actually hearing, and they could be a bit more open. This could be with a group that they feel they need to be a bit more open with. But again, I do feel it's in some reference point to them actually growing as people and having revelations and knowing what they actually want. They do feel they're going to lose something to gain something. But again, they are looking to the future. They do, again, feel the spiritual calling. For some, there could be a question to do with paternity, but also about where they're creating, whom they're creating with. Again, they just keep saying, you need to lose some to get some. So whatever they're walking away from, whatever they're addressing or readdressing, there are big question marks in their head, big question marks. It could be causing some confusion. But they're getting to the root of this. I feel that whatever this is that they're moving through, it's almost like taking them to a space where they're going to have a revelation. It's a little bit like an onion, and they're peeling things away layer by layer. And they're coming to a space of whatever these obstacles are, wherever they have been wagering, kind of going back and forward like a pendulum, it feels as though they're coming to a truth of the matter here. And I feel this truth that comes out, it gives them great closure. They're concerned that this can directly impact the union. They feel they need to be honest. Yeah, that they don't want to be living on hope either. So whatever this is, it's paramount. It's very important that they actually address it because they feel it's hindering their life moving forward. They may feel that divine feminine is actually losing faith in them, and they're very apprehensive and protective of themselves. They also see that divine feminine either A, has been working hard and really protecting their energy. And just like I just had, it's funny, this come up the other day, and again, my guides tend to give me metaphors. A little bit like Little Miss Muffet sat on her tupper eating her curds and whey, like not getting scared, but sitting there, actually building on the harvest, so to speak, but also not jumping into it. And, fair-based frequency, yes. If divine feminine is sensing something is off, like the smell, the taste, the senses, I feel as though they're really picking up that over the years and over the months and over the here and now, that divine feminine has really rejected any toxicity. And this has caused maybe some projections at times, but it's also caused divine feminine to be less inclined to deal with it because they're worried, they're not wanting to invest in a tower, let's put it that way. It's like, okay, if you're coming towards me with the authenticity, and sometimes we do ask for transparency, but it can be that divine masculine is worried that if they are transparent, it's going to scare divine feminine away. because of the energy that they have endured within the joint connection and because of the personal things that they have lived through their life. So again, I do sense an apprehension here. There is communication coming in. This person does want to meet with you in the 3D. Some of you could have been picking up on this psychically. Yeah, I feel a lot of transparency. I'm just going to be brutally honest. I feel this person wants to talk to you about something. I feel that their choice has been made. They may be articulating something that they need to address in the 3D. Now, this is going to show up in two ways. A lot of times further into the path you get, you will pick up on psychic signatures. Others of you, this can be happening in the physical 3D. It's still going to merge in the same fashion, because what the signature of the message that is coming through to me today is that there is going to be some message given to you. There is something that they are dealing with. I had to mute it then because I sneezed, bless me. And there is this feeling, it's like, okay, I've got to be completely transparent. I've got to be very cautious. I need to express, my desire of what I'm manifesting, what I'm moving towards. There is some shame, but they're moving beyond that. Because, shame sometimes, in a sense, it is the ego. It is the belief systems. But once they've worked through that, it's like, okay, well, guilt and shame being a healing process. And then maybe doing some 3D work of the reasons why they feel they need to address something, so that they can maybe correct that energy. But we do have this person actually showing up and doing some work on themselves, but willing to put the work in. So I do feel this is the start of a breakthrough. I do feel we can have some real shifts, especially through this Mercury retrograde. We will check in with the energy next week. If you do want to come and join us, you can join a YouTube membership. We will have a new membership hopefully next year. I will keep you all in the loop, which is going to have twin flame education content and more. So if you do want to support the channel or become part of a beautiful chat group that are connected to this path, that do support each other on a day-to-day, feel free. All the info links are below. Otherwise, I'll see you next week.